What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Empire Recap Show. We are so excited to be here tonight because, we just saw the last episode and we have so much to talk about. But real quick, before we even get to that, I want to thank everyone who tuned in to our last episode. We hit over 100,000 views on our last episode. So shout out to you guys for tuning in. Hopefully we can do the show justice and bring you guys back some juiciness this time around. Very quickly, I'm one of your hosts, Tamara Dhia. We're going to go around the table right quick. You might see a little bit of change at the end of the table, which will explain Jamiah looking a little bit different today.
Time for a change.
Yeah, exactly.
Time for a change.
But we'll start with the lovely Quinn.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Quinn Marie. I'm excited. I'm stoked. I'm amped. I'm all jacked up on episode 2. Ow!
And Red Bull.
And Red Bull, apparently.
You just gonna throw her secrets out there like that?
Hey,
hey everybody, I am Courtney and I'm ready to talk about some of this ratchetry that went down on this episode this week. It was a lot.
And I am David Griffin, just guest host this week. And I can't wait to talk about the biggest controversy since Edward and Jacob on Twilight. What team are you on? Are we all going to be on team the Lucious Dynasty, or are we going to be on Team Empire?
Oh, I thought he was about to say Team Jamal or Hakeem, because we already went over that one.
True.
Team Jamal.
True. Well,
Team Jamal.
Well, as he mentioned, we now have a division, very strict division, because in this episode we realized that Cookie's trying to start her own empire.
Air quotes.
Well, you know why. Because they're calling it the Lyon Dynasty, which I feel like we kind of saw this maybe coming, right? A little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
We saw it coming.
Yeah, this isn't too big of a surprise, but we got to see them kind of break down like this is what we're doing to kind of make the Lyon Dynasty happen. So why don't we give quick thoughts, very immediate reactions to what you thought about this episode?
I thought this episode was awesome. I loved it. Super, there's a ton going on. I liked it. I thought it was good. I liked I like how Lucious, it always just comes through in the end. Like, dude knows what's up. He's smart. He always has he's always got a one-up on everybody. And even though I don't love everything he does, I like to see him succeed. I like to see him do well. So I was a big fan of tonight's episode.
Who doesn't like to root for the bad guy, though? I think we can all get behind that a little bit. Everyone was a little happy that Lucious got his moment, his time.
It's like the bad guy you love to hate.
Yes.
Exactly.
Or hate to love.
Yes.
Oh, we love to hate.
Yeah.
We all love to hate. I thought it was a great episode, too. I think it was a missed opportunity on naming it the Lyon Dynasty. I'm more for the cookie shop, because she'd be dropping hits, but...
That's
give me
all right.
that. Dropping hits like cookie crumbs.
Right.
Like cookie crumbs.
But I feel like it's kind of, they were going to use the name Lion. They
I
had
know.
to, because it's a dig.
It's a family thing.
It's a dig.
Yeah.
It's like a straight dig. Like,
Yes.
Lucious, look what we're doing while you're locked up, which we will get to. But go ahead, David.
This episode was fantastic. It was much more focused, I think, than the premiere. I love the title, Without a Country, is the name of the episode. Everybody's without a country right now. I think the brothers are what holds it all together. I think that's the thing. If these brothers could team up, they would conquer the world.
Oh, they tried.
They tried, but they're divided. It's not happening. So I think it's kind of sad to see that, but it's also, again, it's good drama. It's fun to watch. It's fun to watch Lucious get his way. It's fun to watch him record some tapes in the prison. It's a great episode. All the craziness that we expect from Empire.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I loved this episode for many reasons. The campiness, the cameos, the songs that actually I kind of felt this week.
Yep.
Which, as
Sounds
you guys
are getting better.
Wait, can I get that again? You what was that?
All right.
You're feeling the music this week?
Okay, it has to happen, I guess, at some point. Look, man, I ride for Timbo, and I was all about that beat on the Jamal song, and right
that
away
was
I
real
was like,
Timbo.
I was like, that's a Timbo beat. I'm feeling this right now. And then obviously the Snitch Bitch.
That I think everyone across the country will be singing for the next
So catchy.
week.
It was so
month,
catchy.
Can we
whatever.
get a little something something?
Snitch, bitch, snitching ass bitch.
Oh, you know what I just realized? It's the exact same beat as Drip Drop.
We
Drip,
talked
drip,
about
drip,
that
drop.
earlier, yes.
Snitch, bitch, snitching ass bitch. We gonna
Wait.
get that remix.
Wait,
We're gonna throw that out there.
wait,
We're gonna throw that
wait.
remix.
But legit, it's the same beat.
Oh,
Yeah.
no one's supposed to notice
If it's
that.
not broke,
Don't fix
Yeah.
it.
I know, but come on, you're gonna release a track from prison, and it is so catchy. But maybe that's why we caught onto it so quickly, is because
we
it's
already
so
knew it.
familiar. We already knew the song.
It's like top 40 music. It all sounds the same.
Yeah,
you know?
true. Look,
It's
man,
true.
like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's
works.
the pop outline.
It worked.
They got it.
Okay.
We ready.
Well, we got some new tracks. We also got some introductions of some new characters. Mr. Luda up in the prison. What'd you guys think about Ludacris?
The role Luda was born to play. Just kidding. I thought it was ironic. Sorry. I thought it was ironic that he played such a hard ass. I don't know. I liked it. I like Luda. He's good. He had some crazy kung fu moves in the parking garage there.
I thought he was going to get out of that for a minute. He started doing some Jason Bourne moves. I was like, oh, he's going to get out.
It was about to be a spinoff. It was going to be a ludicrous spinoff.
I
Because they take Empire out.
I watched that show.
That's what they need to do.
I would
Lee
watch
Daniels
that
as an overall with Fox. Maybe that'll be the next project.
Luda as Jason Bourne.
Yes,
Do
Luda Bourne.
you guys buy him as the kind of the bad guy though?
No!
We're so used to seeing him in Fast and the Furious movies, and he's goofy. Like him and Tyrese play well off each other. And seen him in almost like Chris Rock last week. I wasn't sure if I bought it.
No, I'm 100% with you on this. Like, I also, like, I love Chris Rock. And I was telling them last week that I love Chris Rock in anything he does, but to me, he's always funny. So maybe that's an acting thing. Like, you should be able to pull me out of that thing. But I just look at Chris Rock and I'm like, you're funny. And it's kind of similar with Ludacris. Like, it's hard for me to buy him as this, like, jerk.
He's like funny tough when he's.
To watch my language for a second.
He's funny tough. He's not
Right.
the kind of person that you would think would be the badass that's just gonna go around, shooting bitches, taking names, whatever. He's funny bad guy. He's gonna be the best friend that you have in the hood.
Right.
Maybe that's what Empire's trying to do. Maybe they're trying to put these actors or whoever, people, celebrities in roles that they're not conventionally made to play.
Maybe
Chris
that's how
Rock
they
last
how they
episode.
get them to do the show.
Yeah.
As someone like Chris Rock, who has like a very healthy career, to do something on television, like maybe it was.
Same with Ludacris.
They gave him
yeah.
a chance to
fun
do
for
something
them.
different.
Get somewhere to stretch their wings. And do
Exactly,
something
and it's
different.
something to
Yeah.
talk about. People will talk about it. So I don't know. I think it's working.
I mean, not
I
for
s-
nothing, it's a top-rated drama, so
Yeah,
that's
no
another,
matter
that's
what,
another
it's
big
exciting.
selling.
They do what they want.
that's
Yeah.
true. Maybe,
Anything they
they'll
want.
agree to anything.
I did appreciate that little fight that they had in the jail scene when he came in as the cop. When he came in, like, what's up, Lucious? Like, get out of my way. Again, like I said, I still think it was a missed opportunity because he didn't say, "Move, bitch, get out the way." But
Right.
That would have
I
done
didn't write it.
everything.
Yeah.
That would have been everything.
It would have been the moment because we all would have sat back from the TV and been like, "Oh, you said it, you said it."
That's why you should be in the writer's room. I'm saying.
Fox,
Lee
Lee Daniels.
Give him a job.
Yeah, but straight up, that was a missed opportunity. Like, that would have been hilarious.
There was a
Again,
few. There was
Yeah.
a few, but we'll get to those. You're right.
Let's get to that. So we talked a little bit about the Lion's Den. Cookie, Andre, Hakeem, and Anika kind of starting their own little subsect or their own studio.
Yep.
We got a little bit of insight into Hakeem, maybe his character arc a little bit, because now we see that he doesn't just want to be an artist, he wants to be a producer by producing his version of Destiny's Child. The
Rainbow Sensation.
Honestly, I couldn't even say it without a straight face because that was like the
Wait.
Rainbow Sensation.
But
Yes.
before we get to the Rainbow Sensations,
Yes.
I just love how he was, as he always does, doing sit-ups, doing his workout,
Right.
talking about
Shirtless.
how he wants.
Not to my mind, but
Talking about how it was like, oh, I want to produce, I want to start my own girl group and all this. And what did his mom say? What did Cookie say? You need to get your ass back in the studio and record your album, which we've talked about the last episode and this one because he's yet to do that. So how is he going to
Right.
produce somebody? He can't make his own music.
Well, that wasn't the issue. He has his own album, but they just weren't going to let him drop it. So
Oh yeah, but it's like you gotta do something
They're
else.
holding
You
it,
gotta
yeah.
pull
Oh
something
no,
else
agreed.
out.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're an artist, but he has big eyes like his dad, I'm sure, and like his eyes were on the prize, and he wanted to do more than just being an artist. So he wanted to produce Rainbow Sensation, which was like his, I think, the modern day version of Cheetah Girls, but I digress, because he wanted to do the white girl, the Latina girl, and the chocolate lady. And I mean, was that not Cheetah Girls?
That was Cheetah
That was
Girls.
Cheetah Girls.
That was Cheetah Girls. What is that? Adrian, Sabrina Bryan, Keely Williams, because we'll
Yeah.
pretend Raven fell away just like
Right.
she fell away in Empire.
See, you see how that all works? It all
it all
comes back
works.
together, just like that.
But what did he say? He said he got all Latina girls. He said they all Latina and feisty. Is what he said. He got all Latina girls. He couldn't get that nice mix.
Right,
No.
but
he
then
wanted that.
He wanted
that.
that,
Yeah.
but then we were also introduced to another cameo by the name of Miss Becky G, or who
Becky
I like to
G.
call Cristina Milian Jojo Salina Gomez.
Yes.
AKA Valentina for short.
Right. I mean, was she? I mean, like she
Valentina.
straight up came on the scene. And
No,
I was,
yes.
I was
Latina
like, oh, it's
JoJo,
Latina
yeah.
JoJo.
Latina
That
JoJo
was
was
right.
the most accurate thing I've heard.
And
in
she
a long
came in
time.
with some fire right away.
And I think it's good that we're calling her Latina JoJo since JoJo just made her come back. It might be they did it. I feel like they did that on purpose, maybe because we were talking about how
you
they
think so?
bring in headlines from music. JoJo's trying to resurface and do her thing, so why not bring in Becky G with her little like young girl flair?
Yep.
We're waiting for that too little, too late to drop.
And she had a lot of flair. She came at him real strong.
He loved it. He's like, I love her. She's
Yeah,
crazy.
hell yeah.
He
He loved her so much. In the next scene, they were naked in the hot tub. How did that happen? Like so fast.
Like you said, it went from like 60 to 100 just like that.
No,
I mean,
0
all of a
to
sudden,
100
like the
real
next,
quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the next
Yeah.
scene we're in, like they're
Yes.
naked in a hot tub.
Is it
She went from singing in the shower to sexing in a hot tub.
Yeah.
Yes,
With
she
Hakeem
did.
Lyon. Hakeem Lyon.
Perfect.
I feel like we should just end the show on
I know.
that. That was
It's not going to get any better. I will say though, that scene, I was uncomfortable with that scene.
100%.
I agree.
Because she's
young.
very young
She's
and she
very
looks
young.
younger than she is, and I was uncomfortable. And I was uncomfortable.
No,
When
100%.
she came on, you guys were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
she's like 17 years old."
Right.
Next scene,
It was
she's naked in a
weird.
jacuzzi. I was like, "Whoa!"
We were all
Yeah.
sitting
No.
there on the internet like, wait,
No.
how old
Wait,
is
how old
Becky
is
G?
she?
We had to
Is this
Google her
legal? Can they
age.
do this?
No, we legit had to Google her age because we thought she looked so young, and we were like, "Is this legal?"
She just turned
Like,
18. Yeah.
She just turned
Literally.
18.
yeah, like in March or something.
I mean, that was-
So that means she
97.
signed a contract for this before her birthday. They were like, wait, when can we shoot
Wait,
this scene?
Wait, like
When
one
can
more
we shoot
month. Like,
this?
what? We shoot this in April.
She must be managed by Kris Jenner, but anyway.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Anyway.
I mean, she making him checks, but
Yeah. Hey man, get that money, boo. So we're from Rainbow Sensation. So again, we see the push and pull of Anika and Cookie's character. We see the push and pull of Andre and Cookie's character, and then again the push and pull of Jamal and Cookie's character. Cookie's kind of like losing her grasp.
she had a lot of
little bit.
confrontation this
Yep.
week.
Yeah. What do we think about her power struggle in the last 2 episodes?
Well, it seemed to disappear for a minute because her and Jamal seemed like best buddies after she smacked him in the face twice at the end of the last episode.
Yeah, but that was all show. Because he was
I know she's
interviewing.
all about
he
show,
was.
but-
She knew he was on camera because you remember when they were like walking back because she walked in during his interview.
Yep.
So when they were walking back and they were like, "Oh yeah, hi, I'm Miss Mom, blah blah blah," and they shut the door and like his face was like,
And she got real ghetto too.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
Hey, everybody.
yeah, exactly. Like that's all for show.
Yeah.
So, but again, they didn't address the
Last
double-
week's altercations.
The pop pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that going back to Lucious, it just kind of shows. I mean, she's been away for 17 years. She's trying really hard to replace Lucious, obviously, and she's not able. And that's apparent in every episode. She tries and she means well. And I think she's a good mom. And I love her character. I love the things that come out of her mouth. But I don't think that she is a proper replacement for Lucious. It's just not going to happen.
Because I don't think the kids respect her enough.
She's been gone.
She's been gone
Yeah.
too long. She
Right.
went out of their lives for too long. I love the scene between her and Jamal being like, I know who you are. Your daddy's trying to make you into something that you're not, but I know who you are. And you see, he's turning into his dad. I mean, he's got the slow pull up in the Bentley, window just coming down right. He's got that glare looking. I mean, it's like too perfect.
Yep.
He's a villain. He's
Dude,
a bad guy now.
My favorite thing about something like Empire, and because it's like has such a quick effect on the audience that people run to Twitter really quickly, and like right away I saw memes of that scene of like the pull down of the window, and it has like the meme is Kermit the Frog like slowly putting down the window
Leaning
and then
out.
putting the window up, and I'm like this is I mean again
Shade.
it's the campiness of Empire that we like love, you know. It's like either you love it or you hate it or you love to hate it, but like that was hella campy. It was like, and you saw it coming too.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, he's gonna put up that window, and then.
But the best part is like, who rolled up in his car real quick? Is it about to be another shooting? Because they're at the, if I'm correct,
Well, also the
they're
way
at the.
Hakeem, like, he was
Well, he
like,
jumped back.
well, it was like such an over aggressive acting moment for him.
But it was
He
one of
was
those things
like,
where I feel like the studio that they're recording in, I might be wrong, but I feel, isn't that the one that got shot up last
Oh,
season
right.
when
Pretty
he
sure
sent
she
his
did.
friends
She
there?
did refer to it as the ghetto studio.
The ghetto studio.
So,
So, you know,
might
that's
be in
why
the
Hakeem
ghetto.
was like, oh, who's coming?
Yeah.
In
You
a
know he made some
Bentley, though.
enemies.
Who's going to do a drive-by in a Bentley? Maybe Lucious, actually.
I mean, this is Empire.
True.
Who wouldn't do a
do it
drive-by?
in style.
Exactly.
Right?
And the place was so ghetto, it scared Andre away. He's
Yes.
like, I can't do this. This is not me.
It's like, I need the money.
I need the money. I
cars,
mean, this guy's got his sweater blazer on.
which was
Yes.
popping, by the way.
Popping. He
Yeah.
looked
We,
good. Boy,
we,
looked
we
good.
all need to get one of those.
Yeah, yeah.
Courtney
Yeah.
will wear one on the next episode of this show.
Oh, don't make those promises. I have to find it first.
I guarantee
Empire
I'm making
send
that
us
promise.
Well, I think they
wardrobe.
have a website where you can order their wardrobe. Maybe that'll be a that'll
Sweat
be-
blazer coming at you.
Okay, so Andre in this episode, we were talking about his blazer, but also like we see a little bit more of like the bipolarism coming back a little bit. So maybe he's off his meds, on his meds. What are we thinking?
Well, he's going to church, so I guess it really doesn't matter.
So God's
No,
his
church.
medicine.
God's his rock. Yes.
We'll see how that works out. Anyway, I will say, I'm just saying, we'll see how that works out. I'm just saying. I will make talking about the Andre thing when he is talking with Lucious and Lucious in prison, and Lucious refuses to forgive him, and then they cut to the Kelly Rowland cameo who plays Lucious's mom. That's a huge thing.
I didn't know that. I didn't know she was cast in that role, so I was kind of watching.
Did you not watch the first episode of our recap show?
I watched part of it. I did.
Okay, shots
call me.
fired. Speaking of a drive-by style.
Oh man. Oh wow. I'm just
I'm teasing.
Don't worry, we appreciate you. We appreciate you.
I'm teasing.
Going back to that, Kelly Rowland, like there's something off in that flashback, so we're wondering if it is relating to Andre. Do they
Like
have
she might
the
be
same?
bipolar too.
Was she
Maybe that's where he
bipolar,
got it
and that's
from,
the
passed
issue
down.
between the two of them?
I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's a valid point because it seemed very linear that was the comparison they were making.
It was just, I do agree though, if we hadn't read about it or talked about it, that was kind of a weird interjection because I don't think anyone would have realized necessarily that was Lucious and his mom.
Right.
Unless we're going to follow that
They-
up in the next episode.
Oh, they have to,
Exactly.
for sure.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
she's going to be back for a few more
Yeah.
to do some more flashbacks, but it was one of those things where, like you said, I didn't know what that
Yeah,
was
it was
about. Yeah.
Oh no, absolutely. I think you're totally right. I don't think that it was even stated anywhere that could have been his mom. But if you had watched our recap show, you would know.
What?
Just ain't letting it
Lesson
go.
learned.
Hey
Lesson
man, if you're
learned.
gonna jump on our desk, you got to be able to.
You gotta be
sit.
ready to-
This is the Lion's Den.
Hashtag
Oh,
David
run with the
unprepared.
line.
Yeah,
Unprepared.
yeah,
Hashtag
yeah,
unprepared.
exactly. It's all with love. It's like the
I got
Lion
my notes
family.
right here. I'm just trying to,
Just trying to, he's trying to
I
fit.
got my notes.
All right, I'll pull my claws out of your back. So speaking of medicine, we were talking about Andre maybe being off his meds. We see Lucious in prison dealing with the fact that he doesn't have his medicine. And then we find out that it is probably because the prosecutor is kind of messing with his case and they want him to plead guilty. And then we're introduced to probably my favorite episode or my favorite character that's ever come on this show, aside from Cookie, Mr. Thirsty, aka Bubbles from The Wire.
Guys, the thirst was real when he showed up in that prison. Lucious needed his help. He needed a drink.
Yeah, shout out to the University of Guam.
And props for the best name so
Yeah,
far. Best
Thirsty.
character name.
Best
Thirsty.
dress on the show.
Best dress, best
We're
character.
wearing that suit.
Well,
Wearing that suit.
he comes from the school of Cookie.
He gave Andre a run for his money. I'll give
Sweat
him that.
blazer? Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's straight up from the school of Cookie, man. You see that outfit, the way he talked, the way he maneuvered. And honestly, he stole the show.
Yes, he
like,
did.
I mean, I feel like if we looked on Twitter right now, everything would be about Thirsty.
He came in like Marissa Tomei.
Thirsty Rollins. Right.
Show up to court late. Real
Ask
late.
for validation.
Yeah.
But that was a ratchet ass court.
Right.
There was
You
we
thought
talk-
it was a church.
No.
Yes,
You
I thought it was a church.
Yeah. No, let's talk about that courtroom because the way the prosecutor was dressed, not that I can say anything, but she was all
She had
like,
more going than what you had,
Yeah,
and they like
yeah.
you good.
That was
you
the most
good.
voluptuous
I'm
prosecutor I've
classy.
ever
You're
seen.
That
Becky G in
was, yeah.
comparison. Pre-Empire. Pre-Empire.
It's like, is that legal to wear in court?
I mean, everybody in that courtroom was a
Contempt.
little,
Yeah.
So let's talk about Thirsty. Thirsty, the most amazing man ever. Like, what did you guys think about the introduction of his character? Where do you think it's going to go? Because he's obviously like
a
not a
baller.
straight arrow.
No, not at all.
Like he plays dirty with the rest of the Lucious den, as what you would have
the
it.
Lion's Den.
The
Lion's
Lion's Den. What do you guys think about Thirsty's character? Are you excited to see like what's going to happen? I mean, he's already made a huge power play and by freaking releasing Lucious from prison.
Yep, and his song. Lucious
And
is
the
in his
song,
dead.
yes,
Lucious is in his
good
dead. We
point.
wouldn't have Snitch
Very
Bitch if it wasn't for Thirsty.
You got that MacBook out. You got it
Yeah.
out.
Luda got pistol whipped.
yes,
You got the
he did.
MacBook.
Yeah.
Song got dropped.
Thirsty don't play.
Yep.
He executed. He got
Yeah.
everything done. He
Yeah.
was like Cookie.
That's what I'm saying.
But the
He
scary
comes
thing
from the
is,
school of
like,
Cookie.
you can't
Thing
trust
done.
anybody in Empire. And he just happened to be seated right next to us. He's
Right.
like, oh, I just overheard you. And he kind of just, goes
True.
over there.
I love
leaves
how he
whoever
left
was-
his client.
I know.
Like,
It's
straight
like,
up
you
was just
wonder,
like,
did
oh.
somebody put him
I was
there?
gonna say he might be a
Right.
plant because that
Yeah.
was real convenient. And I feel like it would be interesting if he was somebody that was hired by somebody out there that was trying to get back at Lucious for what he
Right.
did to Frank.
Ooh.
So
That's a great
very well be.
point.
yes.
That's a great
'Cause
point.
like we said, we know
Thirsty
Frank is
could be
dead,
a plant.
and everyone was like, "Oh, the drug thing is over," but we don't know who Frank knew outside of prison.
Ooh, you got my wheels turning because now that Lucious is out and in the he technically was protected.
Yeah, they
aside
can get to him now.
They can get to him now. Ooh, good point, gentlemen.
Theories.
Very nice. Very nice, guys.
Interesting. I'm really curious to see like where that's going to go now that Lucious is out. Which actually, again, we also talked about last episode, like how long we thought that Lucious would remain in prison, like in the storyline. And I gave it 3 episodes. It took 2.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Works for me.
Because he wasn't actually like out. He was still in jail
Yeah.
or in the courtroom in the jumpsuit. So he'll be out in 3.
I was just
true.
curious, speaking of suspicious people and Forgive me if I'm going over anybody's notes or anything. I was just crazy. So
Don't mind her.
I know. I just don't want to say anything. You know.
No,
No.
go for it.
Are we going to talk about Rhonda?
Oh yeah, we'll get.
Okay. I was
We can
making
talk
sure.
about Rhonda.
Let's go talk about her. Let's
So
go.
Rhonda,
Bring her out.
I don't trust her either.
No,
I had a
nobody
conversation with
trusts
Jamal.
Rhonda.
I don't
Yeah.
trust her.
No,
She's
not
all
at all.
crying, be like, about to have a baby. Like, we were wondering if she's even pregnant.
I don't think
Like-
that she's pregnant. That's just my own personal theory.
But we saw
her get the sonogram.
I
Yeah.
think that
Sonogram.
was fake.
Ooh.
I've seen it before in
She
television.
could, yeah, you're right. She could have
She's
paid off
hella
the
shady. Yes.
woman.
Yes.
So that
I-
Andre
I-
would just
Photoshop
think,
that bad boy.
I'm not 100%
you're
on
right.
pregnancy.
Also, like Rhonda is shady.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't put anything past her.
Nope.
I mean, we all talked about it.
Yeah.
We thought she was about to sleep with Jamal. You know, she could have tried. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's not like he hasn't slept with women before.
Yeah.
Right.
Raven.
True. Yeah, but that was
Olivia.
that was before he like really
You know,
weren't they like supposed to be like kids when they were together or something?
They were like in school still, but you know things
Yeah.
happen.
Regardless.
things happen.
Yes.
Things can happen, especially with Rhonda, because that woman is calculated. And I think her conversation with Jamal was very calculated. Like
Yeah.
it seemed like a very like, oh, I'm your sister-in-law. Like I'm about to have a baby. Be happy for us. Please help your brother-in-law who I love so much.
Yep.
And then she like gives him the hug, and then she gave you like the little like.
Yeah, she had some fingers were moving there. in the
Yeah,
back.
well, she
Yeah.
also
was-
she gave him
ooh.
the eyebrow, man. It was like that wicked like I'm
Yeah.
about to do something.
That was
like
the,
she could have pulled out
yeah.
a knife. I wouldn't have been surprised.
That was the epitome of manipulation.
She was
Completely.
campaigning harder than Donald Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Right back in that
She completely manipulated him, and it worked so well. And that's another thing. It also shows that Jamal is not completely cold-hearted like we had thought
He's
he
not
might be.
Lucified all the
Yeah,
way.
like
Nope.
the first time she tells him she's pregnant, he like is completely
He's like happy for her.
Yeah, he's genuinely happy. So I don't think that he's completely gone.
Right, I mean, just like he still loves his brother. I think these brothers need to get together. No, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
This is the drama, so it makes the show. But I mean, he wants his brother to come with him. He wants, Hakeem to be with him and make music. He's like, I even wrote this song for you. So I mean, it's not going to happen though.
We need to get
Well-
the three of them back in a room together just to hash it all out.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
right.
think they've been in a room together just by themselves since that elevator
Right.
scene last
True.
season.
Right. Well, also like we're talking about Jamal trying to get his brother back to Empire, but that was a business move because ultimately Lucious is telling him because Hakeem went to him and was like, Cookie went to him and said, I want the album.
Yep.
And then Jamal was going to give it to him. He didn't care. He went to Lucious. He told Lucious, and Lucious was like, no. He belongs at Empire. That's my album. If he wants the album, then he needs to come back to
home.
Empire. And then, of course, Hakeem, doing what young kids do these days, decided to just leak it online, which actually I think was a very smart move.
It would have been smart if he hadn't went and told Jamal about it
Yeah, see,
and told
that-
Cookie
see,
about it. He should have
yeah.
been like,
He
I
should have
just left a copy on the subway.
But see, that's a reminder of his youth. Because if he was a smart businessman, which he's not yet, because he's still young and he still kind of fires off at the hip with what he wants to say and what he wants to do.
I'ma tell mom.
Right, exactly. Like he's still very young. So if he had done it, just been really slick about it and
Yeah.
just dropped his album, and then of course, like with word of mouth, it's going to blow up, and then his name as an artist will blow up. But you're right, he had to go tell his mom. He had to tell Jamal.
What's crazy is, skipping ahead is at the end. Even though he leaked, he's not on the radio. His dad's
No, his
songs
dad
on the
was
I
on
radio.
the
know that was
radio.
that was a
I mean,
blow.
I'm skipping ahead a little bit, but I thought that was just
blow.
kind of crazy because he dropped his album.
Yeah.
You think it's going to blow up like a Little Wayne album, or
Right.
when Kanye sometimes does that,
Like
but
a
it just-
mixtape when they drop a mixtape, like Drake's mixtape that just fell out.
Yeah.
Little
Connection,
baby Drake,
headline
yeah.
connection.
Baby Drake.
Baby Drake. He
Yeah.
dropped a mixtape.
Yeah.
Didn't
In my
work, though.
notes, though, I do have Hakeem MVP of this episode. I just thought the way that he was getting in everybody's business, his little attitude, his little one-liners, like he's acting like such a little brat, and I loved it. He's got such an ego on him, and just like everything. I was a big fan of his storyline, I guess, in this episode.
It was a
I
nice
thought
step
yeah.
up from the first episode where he
Yeah.
seemed kind of more in the background.
Yeah.
It was really
Right.
more about Jamal at the
Yeah,
time.
he's
and
just
some
doing
Cookie
whatever he
and
wants.
Lucious.
He's kind of being, super like cavalier about it. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was like a
also
little Justin Bieber
Oof.
in him.
Okay, but we also have to remember that, I mean, we're comparing him to Drake and Wayne and Kanye and Bieber. It's like he hasn't even released an album yet.
Yeah, we don't know what his music is.
So I think these comparisons, while in an ideal world, like, okay, we can compare him to this, but like there's, no.
We don't know.
We
Yeah.
don't know. And like, it's funny because we said Baby Drake because Jamal teasingly called him Baby Drake, which I just thought was hilarious. But we don't know. So we don't know that his album is great. We don't know that all we know is that his tracks drip drop and
they said it
You're
was
So
great.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. And they tell us it's great. But
Yeah.
personally, we don't know what the album sounds like. We don't know if it's going to be a hit. But I think it will be, just because that's the way the
That's
story.
the way the
That's
cookie
just-
crumbles.
that's the-
That's how Empire works.
Nice.
Wait, I
So
did,
many puns.
Oh yeah,
did-
welcome to
Okay,
Courtney.
you
Yeah.
did
Yeah,
this.
no,
This is
Courtney,
what
keep
we
doing
do.
it.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
I did have I wanted to bring up one thing though. We talked about how Lucious wanted Hakeem back on the label, was saying, if he wants his album, he needs to come home. Can we, just thinking about it, what we've seen in these last 2 episodes, can we do a tally of how many of the artists actually stayed with Empire and how many went with Cookie and Hakeem and Andre? Because they have Tiana,
who
they
came
have-
back this episode.
Yep, it was her first back this season.
V.
Wearing
'cause
wearing
she
the
was with them in
latest
first episode.
latest Adidas
I thought she
Yeezy
was
2
naked for a
outfit.
second.
Yeah.
Just seeing that skin
Oh,
tone.
man, that's
I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Second season Yeezy
That was
outfit
an
right there.
outfit. That wasn't, yeah.
That Yeezy collection.
Yeah,
the homeless tour.
Yeah, exactly. That's homeless chic, babe.
But they got Tiana, they got V. Hakeem's technically there now. All they don't have is Jamal and Titan, who we
Right.
talked about in season 1. But
Right.
Titan
We
ain't
don't even know
nobody.
where he
Where's
is.
Black Rambo?
Black Rainbow has no deal. Remember, he didn't want to deal with them with
Right.
Jamal there.
Right, because he's.
Oh, and I guess Empire still has Estelle since they signed her last season, but she
Right.
ain't been back yet.
What
so
about
they
Jennifer
really have,
Hudson?
Jennifer Hudson, is she still?
I don't know.
Like, are we
They
gonna see
said
her
they signed
again?
her, but then Lucious went to jail. Did she sign the contract? I think she should come back. But
she's
really,
at church.
well, she is in church.
She's at church.
She's in
But we
church.
haven't. Speaking of church, we haven't seen Andre go back to church, even
He
though
referenced
he said.
it.
Even,
Yeah.
but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You
with
best go
that.
pray to God
Yeah.
that He forgives you, because I can't.
'Cause I'm
forgive
not.
You.
Because
Like,
I don't. Yeah. What a he's so mean. What a mean.
That was a
dad.
twist. I was surprised. I was
But
like,
then again, we have to wonder, because he said, "I don't hate you, son," after the flashback. So again, we don't know enough about the story, but there's just something that
I think it's the,
he
he sees the
he sees
comparison
something
to his
in-
mother.
Yeah, so you wonder what that's all about.
And he knows he can't necessarily trust the company because at any moment Andre could fly off the handle and just bring that IPO
Right.
crashing down.
Right. So let's go back to the music. You were saying that you were curious about the artists that are with Empire versus
Yeah.
not. And we saw Tiana come back, and we saw her actually threaten to leave the Lyon Dynasty.
Because Hakeem was like, "Get in my girl group."
Yeah. Which
That was a slap.
that was a weird move. Tiana, aka Rihanna.
Yeah.
definitely
Okay, in this
Rihanna.
episode, you guys
saw
got
it
that.
so hard in this episode.
You said that she even had a little bit of an accent when she was singing.
Yeah, she
did.
did. She's straight up trying to be Rihanna.
It's like second generation
You ain't a
Rihanna. You
rude
know,
girl.
when she first came out, she was all like, "I got sort of an accent, but then I don't.
Yeah.
But then I'm gonna bring it back real live."
Yeah.
And then Tiana did the same thing.
Yeah.
We're like, "Where did that come
yeah,
from?"
she's trying to be Rihanna.
true.
Yeah, trying to. He tried to get her to join the girl group. They changed the name, right? I hope he's not going to go with Rainbow. Was it Rainbow
What do they
Selection?
call it? Rainbow Abomination.
Yeah.
Andre called it Rainbow Abomination.
Rainbow
Yeah.
Sensation.
Good.
I mean,
true.
oh.
Can we also talk about, speaking of music, Lucious rapping? I haven't seen him rap at all.
Oh yeah, he did he did a song in season 1 with Jamal,
Yeah,
but they
he's-
were singing. They didn't
Yeah.
really rap.
Like
You're right.
this was like, I was
That's 'cause
I was
he's in
very.
prison.
This is a hard
Yeah,
song.
it was very
He's in
reminiscent of
prison.
Hustle and Flow. That's what it took me back to. I was like,
No,
oh,
it was
Flow
like
days.
it's
Gotcha.
Hustle and Flow.
This whole show
Round
feels like
two.
a Hustle and Flow
Yeah,
sequel.
it is.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
exactly
I was saying
that.
before, it's almost,
Yeah.
it feels like 10 years after the fact of Hustle and Flow. It's like similar
Taraji
characters.
was in that
Hard
too.
out
That's what I'm
here
saying.
for a pimp.
Yep,
When
exactly.
you're trying to get your money for the rent. But yeah, also, where did they get the recording equipment to be recording a
Thirsty
track?
snuck it in.
And
Through
just,
that cop.
and just one take. I mean, the chorus, everything was just perfectly recorded. I don't know where the sound
The
was coming
auto-tune.
from.
That's what I'm saying, the
They
auto-tune.
had
Yeah.
65 minutes, right? And then all of a sudden it was like one take done.
Yeah.
And then we had fake ass T-Pain with his auto tune without the
Yeah.
mic singing his little chorus.
Like, where did the
What?
auto tune come from? Where did the equipment come from? Where did the one take amazingness come from?
Oh, and white dude playing on the piano and the.
The
Yeah.
white dude playing on the piano.
I was like, those.
that was
you
actually
ain't
funny
hitting notes.
because yeah, was he actually hitting buttons? Because it looked like he was just kind of like
He was
It looked like he was
Yeah.
playing. Yeah,
He was
looked
on the
like he was
world.
playing.
He
Yeah.
just hit it.
was
He was,
Beethoven
he was
over
feeling
there.
the beat.
Remember when you were a kid and they had those keyboards that played automatic music? We used to like play it
Just
on and I, like,
pretend.
pretend like that's what he was like.
Yeah.
It was
So
a
I like-
pre-recorded track.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
was karaoke.
Yeah.
Just sing, Lucious. Sing.
Ghost written, ghost writing his piano.
Yes.
But the track was kind of dope,
It was fire.
despite the fact that it sounded just like Drip Drop. But what?
But who sang it for 10 minutes after the show? We did.
We did.
Everybody here did.
Right.
So,
I'm pretty sure it's still going in our heads.
Yep.
Everything we're trying to say has to rhyme with snitch and bitch.
Yep.
Do you think that's how Gucci Mane records his music? He's got
Mane.
Thirsty in prison, dropping him some equipment. That's how he's getting his music
Could
out.
very well be.
Now that I know, though, but it's seriously like I feel like we've talked about plot holes before. I feel like
was a
these are kind of simple plot holes. It's like last episode they had the big flat screen in prison. They had. You know what I mean? And now they have recording equipment. Like, where is this prison?
Like, where did Ludacris come from? Why did he just all of a sudden make his presence known now?
Right. Where was he in the
just,
first
like,
episode?
they were in like a janitor's closet, so it clearly wasn't soundproof. So even though they're like, we got 65 minutes, no one was watching that volume, so they're getting all loud and they're, oh, snitch, bitch. It's like, what?
What's that
Where's that music coming from?
Also,
Where's the
speaking of
music?
which, is Luda dead? Is his character dead? Did they kill him?
You got pistol whipped
That's
pretty
a good
hard.
question. That's what I'm
I don't
saying.
think he's dead.
I don't think he's
I
dead.
think he's beat up.
But I think
he's
we're gonna see him in the prison. He's gonna be like all, well, no, because now
No,
Lucious is probably
'cause
out.
He's out of prison
Yeah,
now.
So
Was that it? Is one episode cameo? That's all we get?
I
Hope he comes
mean,
back.
they did it with Chris Rock. They could have very
That's true.
well
It
did
It could have been just a one episode
because I mean
thing.
they messed him up. Like he's got pistol whipped to the face.
Multiple times.
And
and he was still
and-
talking.
And oh right, yeah. Well, and when they gave the laptop to Thirsty in the limo, Thirsty was like, "Is it taken care of?" And they said yes. So I
That
don't
could be
know
it.
what
It
that
could
means.
be the end of
That could be it for
Ludacris.
Luda.
He could be
Poor
Luda
Luda.
dead.
Yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, like what is up with these like these one episode cameos?
Well, we know that
And
it's
where's
probably-
Marissa Tomei?
Right.
I think it's just one episode cameos. We know that. I know even Oprah reached out to Lee Daniels and said, "I want to be on the show." So we know
Oh, but
Oprah's coming.
she's
whoa.
coming on.
Really?
Oprah's going to be on the show, but she's playing Oprah, so she's actually coming on
Playing
as herself
herself.
as
Nice.
opposed to being another
Curious.
character.
So what do you
That's
guys think
amazing.
is going to happen in the next episode?
That's the question.
Is Mariah Carey showing up yet?
No.
She's going to be the new sign to Empire.
Oh.
That's
I'm
it.
super. Well, I am
We're gonna
super
do like
stoked.
a
Yeah,
reunion or some tour, some big tour or something.
She needs it.
I'm super stoked that Lucious is out. That'll be a good third episode.
Like where do you think this is going to go for Lucious though? Now that he's out, obviously he's going to try and come after the cookie Lion
Dynasty.
Yeah, that's going to be his mission. He's going to try to clean up the mess, bring the family back together, no matter what he has to do. Cookie's going to be very resistant, obviously, and I think that's what the new plan is going forward.
Courtney, what do you think?
It's interesting because now that he's back, I think him and Marissa Tomei are gonna kind of make a plan, and I'm curious to see if that'll leave Jamal out in the cold a little bit. Because Lucious is like, I'm back. This is my company. I don't necessarily like. I need you to make music and be an artist, but I don't need you to run it anymore. So Jamal may accept that because he wants to get back to the music, but at the same time, it's like, hey, I took care of this company when you were locked away, and now you're just gonna ship me off.
Right.
Like I'm not about that. So I feel like that could be something that'll happen.
What do you think, Dave?
I think Andre's a wild card in all this. I think he's the one we have to look out for because this whole episode's called Without a Country. At the end of the episode, he's the guy without a country.
He still got Rhonda and that baby.
Yeah, but Rhonda crazy. I don't trust Rhonda. I don't
That
trust
baby.
They're
Rhonda.
crazy together.
They're crazy
Rhonda
together.
crazy.
He's got
Yeah.
church, and that's kind of letting him down. Everything's just letting him down right now. I don't know
Yeah.
what he's a guy without a country. He's the wild card.
I think it's a good way to
True.
put it. I think he's definitely the wild card, and I'm curious what's going to happen with him because I could see. Obviously everyone thinks that Jamal's going to be the evil one, and he's the one that's going to really take after Lucious. But I think it might be Andre. I think Andre has that side to him that maybe we just haven't truly seen yet, where he, I think, is the most like Lucious out of all the sons. So we still see Jamal's soft side, despite him trying to be hard by rolling up the window. I think Jamal still has his soft side. Like there's, when his mom comes to him and is like, let Hakeem have his album. He's like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like he still has that side. Andre, like, I feel like he's just going to shift. And I'm excited to see that happen because I think it's going to be super interesting.
I think it'll
Especially
also
with
be.
Rondo.
I think
Yes.
it'll also be interesting to do. Since you were saying he's the most like his father, he admitted in the first season that he didn't get into music like everybody else. That just wasn't his thing.
Right.
But at the end of the season, we did see him doing his like music therapy with Jennifer Hudson and all that. So it'll be
Right.
interesting if he kind of finds his way into music more, and then Lucious starts to take him a little more seriously because he didn't really take Jamal seriously until Jamal started coming in with the fire. Like, I'm showing you what I can do. He knew what Hakeem can do. Now maybe he'll see what Andre can do.
No, I agree with you, Tamara. I think, he was the one, remember those flashbacks in the first season? He was the one who always stuck up for his dad. When
Right.
the police would come,
Yeah.
he would cover
He would
for
lie
him.
for him. You're right.
So
Yeah.
he's, like you said, he's probably the one who's most closely connected to his father of all the kids.
Yeah, super
True.
exciting.
That's a good point.
Well, look, I feel like even just from the first episode, where actually I feel like a lot of people were kind of like on the fence of whether or not they liked the first episode, just from people that I've talked to, I loved the second episode.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think it's I'm hoping it's setting us up for a really igniting season, and I
Of
think
course
it
it is.
Yeah,
It's
so
Empire.
we were all just like, yes, like what? We can't wait to talk about it.
We need to get a shade counter for the episodes, though, between
Yeah.
Rolling Up Windows, Side Eye, that interview show, Sipping Tea, or was
Right.
it? Yeah,
Yeah, Sipping Tea.
Sipping Tea. We just need a counter. We need to keep track
I mean,
of
it's
all
just
the
like,
shade.
what do you tell your driver? Like, does the driver just instinctively know, oh, this is an intense situation, I'm going to pull up fast and stop real quick? Or is he saying, hey, driver, you should pull up fast
Yeah.
and stop short real? I mean, does
Yes.
he what do you
It's
do?
like, I
Like,
need you to know this so I
instructions,
can make my
like,
entrance.
this is an intense entrance right here,
Did you
driver.
stop
He's like,
short?
oh, I got
Ready.
this.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
this.
Yeah. It's part of the job description. It's like, can you do intense driving moments? Yes, I can.
Stop short. Check.
Yes.
Got it.
So real quick before we go to Twitter questions, let's just very quickly talk about all the name checks in this episode because obviously Empire is known for their cameos, but now they're just like throwing names around.
Verbal
like
cameo.
Yeah, the verbal cameo. So we had J-Lo, we had Beyonce, we had Jay-Z, Destiny's Child.
Well, as soon as they said Destiny's Child,
Yeah.
I knew it was coming. And I feel really bad because they said Beyonce, Kelly. And again, everyone forgets Michelle. No one said Michelle.
Yeah, poor Michelle.
That's
Even
hard.
all these years later, still getting the shaft.
It's cold.
It's not
Do you
her
guys,
fault.
do,
It's not her
does
fault.
that pull you out of the moment of watching Empire to hear these random name checks, or do you think it's just their way of being modern with what's going on in our media?
I think it does the opposite. It makes me think. It makes me get like I'm more invested in the story because it's kind of like real life. Like they're referencing real life situations, real life people. So yeah, it kind of makes it more believable that they're actually the head of a record company.
Like they're in the music industry.
Yeah, they're in the
as
industry,
opposed to
yeah.
just being their own little like, hey, we live in a
Right.
world full of imaginary
This
black
fake-
Rambos
yeah.
and Titans.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be weird if they never referenced anybody.
And now the good thing is we're going to see more of these people on screen because everybody wants. It's like Entourage on HBO. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to be on that show.
Everyone wants to
Right.
get on
So everybody's
Empire.
going to be on Empire.
I think
Yeah.
that's a good comparison. I think, like, Entourage was known for the numerous cameos that they've had, and I feel like Empire is definitely on that track. I've just noticed a lot of people in blogs, even some of our commenters, have been saying that the cameos are getting
It's
a little
too much.
ridiculous.
Too much.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see, like, if they toe the line or if they just go full force and they're like, screw you guys, we don't care what you think. We're bringing in our cameos.
I think the biggest thing of any show is as long as these guys are the focus and
Right.
not the cameos and like, who's going to be on this week, as long as this remains the focus of the show, it's going to be fine.
Because even though we get the little cameos and I was excited to see people, I'm still watching for, Cookie and Jamal
Right,
drama.
exactly.
I'm not here for the rest. But to speak to that cameo point, does anyone else find it weird that they talked about Destiny's Child, mentioned Beyonce, but then Kelly Rowland played his mother? We all know what Destiny's Child
Right,
looks like.
right.
So
Right.
it kind of,
Oh, yeah,
it
interesting.
puts that
Yeah.
weird, just
That is
like
true.
you
Yeah.
have
Good
to do a
point, yeah.
suspension of disbelief there,
Right.
but it's still kind of jarring that we just talked about
Yeah.
Destiny's Child being this great girl group and
And
Kelly
then-
is his mother.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. They don't
Yeah.
think things through, apparently.
I was
I
curious
just
if
wanna
anyone
sit-
else
I
Fox,
just-
hire this guy.
Yeah,
Fox,
that's
you
what
need to
I'm
hire this
saying.
guy. Hire Courtney. He knows
No,
what
I
he's
do. I
talking
want to
about.
like sit in that.
Yeah.
I want to sit in that writers'
to
room,
prove
like when
everything.
people, when people are just like throwing out their ideas, and someone's like, "Oh yeah, let's talk about Destiny's Child. Oh, let's have Kelly Rowland be the mom. Oh yeah, totally makes sense." Like,
Can she do that?
Yeah.
Is she time traveling now? I didn't know she was a superhero.
I was into it. I was like, Destiny's Child, dope. Kelly Rowland as the mom, dope. I was like, whatever,
The whole
into
scene,
it.
There were so many emotions taking
I'm
me
such
over
a
in that
sucker, though,
scene.
yeah.
yeah, I was waiting for you to start singing.
You caught
Do
it.
it. Do
You
it.
got it.
I caught it. I was waiting for it. Before we get Courtney's newest album, we're gonna go to some Twitter questions. Courtney, the missing member of Destiny's Child.
It's called Collide.
Yeah.
You're on Collider.
All right, Twitter questions. We are going to start with Big Brother. Ooh, sneaky. Hey, hey guys, love the show. I was wondering, do you think Lucious will get his revenge on Hakeem, Anika? I'm pretty sure he meant Anika. And Cookie. Thanks. Hashtag Collider Empire. What do you guys think?
Hell yeah, for sure. He's not even gonna forgive his own son. He's gonna get revenge, definitely. I think it's gonna be one of those things where like he has to teach them a lesson. Like that's his role. He's not gonna completely write everybody off, but he will teach everybody a lesson that they have to learn before he can pull the Lyon family back together. My opinion.
He wouldn't be Lucious if he didn't get revenge on all of those people, because that is what he does best. And he will come in and crush Cookie's label, not because he dislikes Cookie, but he's got to prove that Empire is the original. It is the standard. It's not about this dynasty. Empire is its own legacy, dynasty, whatever you want to call it.
As he said, he runs the world. He needs to prove that.
He runs the world. He
Girls.
wants to prove it. He also, I think, wants to keep his family along for the ride. He'll crush them and then invite them over for dinner and bring him back into the fold, just so he can have control over everything.
And let it all happen all over again.
Exactly.
It keeps him young.
Keeps him, keeps him fit, keeps his mind straight. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just to go to your point, like Lucious would not be Lucious if he was not coming back and coming for blood. He needs to reclaim his throne, which he will. I mean, honestly, he never gave it up. Even from prison, he was running stuff.
Shit. Just let it go.
He was running shit. Like, for real, though. Like, I mean, he never really skipped a beat. Like, as you said, he rules the world in this little empire.
That was cute. He never skipped a beat.
See what I
And he
did there?
recorded in prison. That was cute.
This is the Pun Show. This is great. This is great.
Ba-da-ba. Welcome to the Empire.
Welcome,
Pun
David.
Show. So to answer the question, Big Brother, yes, we definitely think that Lucious is going to come back with a vengeance, and I cannot wait. So our next question we are going to do from Jim Lee. And his question is Andre being set up to be Lucious's biggest threat? I hope he makes Dynasty strong and destroys Empire. I like you, Jim Lee.
It sounds kind of like what you were saying.
I think he's a wild card. I think he's a guy without a country. He doesn't have a home. He doesn't have an identity. I mean, unless his wife Rhonda is pregnant and gets a baby, maybe that grounds him a little bit. But I don't think that baby's real.
Or it makes him crazy. Because now he ain't got no job, no money coming in.
He can't support that kid. I think he's a wild card. I think that's a great point. It's a great question. I think he is the wild card. He could destroy everything.
Yeah.
I definitely he kind of gave up his claim to Dynasty at the end of the episode, but after Lucious was like, "No, you can't come back," I think he might go in and be like, "Mom, I got you, and we're gonna take Dad down." And she'll be like, "Okay, baby, come back. Mama got you."
Right.
Yeah. He's desperate, and desperation makes you do crazy things. So, and plus he's unstable. So, and he has Rhonda in his ear doing this. Yeah, so desperation, unstable, Rhonda in the ear. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does.
Okay, I just had a crazy thought. And bear with me while I put it together in my head, because it literally just came to me. We were talking about Andre and how we think that he could be the kind of the thorn in the side of Lucious. However, we still haven't talked, or they still haven't really broached the topic of Bunky. And then of
And Vernon.
So I think this is totally wild out there. It could totally be wrong. But what if Lucious realizes that Andre really is his ride or die, because he finds out that Vernon was the one that ratted him out, and then he also finds out that Andre was the one that killed Vernon.
Rhonda killed Vernon.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll ever let that be known.
He won't let Rhonda take
in
it.
his
That's
eyes,
what I'm saying.
it'll be Andre.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it won't, I don't think he'll ever, especially that she's pregnant. Which we still
Can't
don't
have
know
a
if that's
prison
true.
baby.
But my train of thought is essentially that maybe Lucious sees that his son Andre is really the one that's out there making these power moves, and technically still has his back because he killed the rat, essentially.
Yep.
I think that's a long way of saying it. So I don't know. That could just
I'm all for
That
it.
would
I
be
love that
interesting.
theory.
I liked
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I was
I'm
really
curious.
excited.
I know. I don't know where that
Do we
just
need to
came
be
from,
writing
but-
partners in this room?
I know. I'm
right?
saying. Yeah, to hire
Fox,
me.
ideas.
Fox, hire. This is the crew right here. Hire him.
But no,
yeah.
I'm like, I'm curious.
We're your ride or dies, Fox.
Because I think you're right. I think that Andre is going to be a sneaky little piece in this little puzzle, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
Because he's worked hard. I mean, we know he went to college, he has grad school,
Yeah.
MBA, all these degrees. He's
Right.
a smart guy. He's worked
Right.
hard for this. He's not just going to fall over.
Right.
No.
I think like the last season we saw him crumble a little bit but got picked back up. And I think this is only going to light the fire under him. I don't think he's one to kind of sit down and take the hit.
Yeah,
And he
he's
knows
not
the
gonna
business
fade.
the most.
Right.
I mean, I know the music, but he knows
Right.
the business. And like I said, he might end up knowing both.
And dude, Rhonda would never let him just sit down. Like that woman.
No.
Woo.
Let's be
She's a
real. If
handful.
Andre ever got to control Empire, it's Rhonda's
Oh, yeah,
company.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
Rhonda's company.
Girl's
What do they say
fierce.
behind-
That girl's fierce.
Yeah, what do they say behind every a man is a stronger woman, or what's
There's
the
a strong Rhonda.
Yeah, exactly.
She is ride or die.
Yeah.
Big time.
I need a
Yes.
Rhonda.
The white cookie.
Rhonda in my life.
Next question. Conceited is asking us, do you think that Luscious, obviously meant Lucious, do you think that Lucious will turn on Jamal or vice versa?
That's the question.
I mean, it's
I
a
told
valid
you, I
question.
think he will.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. And then Jamal's going to go running back to Mama. And like I said, Cookie's always standing there with open arms because she
True.
knows
Mhm.
her boys will help her make this.
What do you guys think? What do you think?
I don't know. I think so. I don't think he's ever fully accepted him. I don't trust anybody in the show. I can't trust anybody.
You can't, yeah.
So I don't know if he's actually fully accepted him for who he is, what he's about. Like you said, I think he'll accept him for making money.
Yeah.
If he has number one hit, he'll put that out there, but I don't think he'll ever let him run his company fully. Yeah.
Maybe that's why he accepted him to run the company, though, because he realized he could have the most control over Jamal.
Because he'll be
as
so
opposed to
grateful. It's like, oh,
Hakeem.
my dad's actually finally believing in me. He finally accepts me for who I am. So he'll be the most grateful.
And I'll do what you say.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that Jamal's the son that Lucious and Cookie can play the most like against each other because episode 1 when Cookie gets out of jail, Jamal's the only one who accepts her. Now he's super dedicated to his dad, so I feel like he's gonna be the one that goes back and forth the most. And I feel like they, not intentionally, but I feel like they're gonna use that against him. Like they're gonna use that love that he has for both of his parents,
The unintentional double agent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's what I think.
I think it would make for a rad season ender. Like, I think if Jamal turns on Lucious or Lucious turns on Jamal at any point, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I think it's going to be something, if it were to happen, it would happen towards the end of the season because it would create a whole new arc for another season.
True.
I think for me, I think initially last episode or even the episode before, I was saying that Jamal was the one to watch. Now, after our conversation today, I'm thinking it might be Andre.
We just need to watch them all.
I'm
This show goes so back and
I'm
forth.
like,
We don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, I need to.
trying to track.
Also, like, so much happens in one episode. It really is like hard to
much
like
talk.
kind of
Yeah.
like categorize everything that's happening because it's just so much.
They're mini movies.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not worried about Michael, Jamal's boyfriend. I think he might get hurt. I'm worried about him.
You
He's
think
like a nice
he's
guy.
gonna die?
He's out there. He's doing the dishes. He's making the food. Seems like a great guy. But I think he's gonna get hurt because he's nice. But nice people aren't gonna last in this show. It's like The Walking Dead. If you're nice, you get killed.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
Michael's gone.
I'm dying because you said he was cooking and washing the dishes.
Yeah.
And the first time Cookie saw him in season 1 was like, ooh, you got yourself a little Mexican. Oh, you don't keep house very well. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And he's a chef again. He's back to being a chef.
Yeah,
He's gone.
What are they doing with his character, man? First episode, he was doing PR and media. Now he's a chef. Like, I think
a
they're
jack of all
confused.
trades.
Yeah.
I
Gay
think
of
they're
all
confused.
trades.
I don't think they know what they want to do with Michael.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're still together. They seem to be doing well, so we'll see what happens with that.
There wasn't any intense kisses this time.
I know.
They kept it light.
Yeah, what was up with that? We need some more makeout scenes. Hey man, keep it interesting. This is a salacious show. Give me some. You know, I guess we got the
Singing in the
we got
shower.
we got the hot tub scene.
Yes.
But it was weird
Yeah.
because she looked like she was
A little too much.
underage.
Yeah.
I prefer over
An adult.
age. Yeah, I prefer
Anika. Just
adult.
put Anika back in the
Yeah,
tub.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was way
in the
sexier
tub.
when Anika was in there.
Nika's a grown ass woman. Let's
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
Little kitty got this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Not that we have anything wrong with you, Becky G. You just seem very
look
young
young
and
and-
innocent.
yeah, a little young
She has
and
the,
innocent.
she has
Not anymore.
the what's her name? She has the Ariana Grande syndrome where she like there's like a petite.
My friend likes to call Ariana a baby hooker, though. So
Damn.
maybe we should. Poor Becky.
That being said,
Poor Becky.
so away from baby hookers.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us once
that
again on our recap
And that's
show.
gonna do it.
Again, we want to get you guys involved. Like, obviously, we love talking about the show. We know if you're watching this, then you love talking or watching us talk about the show. So do us a favor, tweet us. Always use the hashtag Collider Empire. Talk to us directly. We'll bounce back and forth. We want to have you guys included on the show. So send us your questions so we can put you on next week. Let's go around the table real quick and reintroduce our lovely co-host, starting with Quinn.
Hi guys, I'm Quinn Marie. You can find me on Twitter at Quinn Marie _ and Instagram, Quinn Shitstagram. Once again, thank you so much.
Yes,
Awesome
Instagram.
name.
I
It's an
love
awesome
that.
name.
I love that. Hi guys, I'm Courtney. You know, tweet me, get in touch with me at Courtney Perdue 1 on Twitter. And you can also find me on my podcast on iTunes, Not Rich Yet, if you want some more sassy comments, crazy puns, whatever. So check it out.
And I will not be here next week. Jamal will be back. I was just a guest. Thank you for having me. I will be on the Flash recap show, though, next week with Quinn. We'll be talking about some Flash, some Speed Force. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of hip hop in Flash.
There could be, though.
Not a lot of black people in Flash.
Hey,
Good point.
you got Iris.
We have
got
Iris. We got
Iris and
one.
her daddy.
We got
Got
her mom
Joe?
was cast,
Got-
too.
And her
Got Joe?
cousin's coming.
Her cousin.
Oh, isn't Vanessa Williams her mother?
No, it was a different woman. When people thought it was Vanessa Williams.
Okay, sorry, we're getting a little
We're
crazy.
getting off track. We're getting off track. But that's okay.
We
I'll be
love
in the
black
Flash
people
recap
on the
Yeah.
We were very appreciative that you could step in for Jamiah. You did a great job. We were very happy to have you. And
You're
you made some
welcome
excellent
anytime.
points about Andre, so you're
Yes.
welcome anytime to come back.
Thank you for enlightening us.
I'm Tamara Dhia.
Lightning.
Get out of here.
They're wilding over here. So I'm going to take it away and let you guys know once again, I am Tamara Dhia. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, wherever at Tamara Dhia. You can also find me on Complex News almost every single day, delivering the top stories of pop culture, fashion, sneakers, style, sports, whatever it is. Head over to Complex, check out our news reports. And then we'll see you guys again next week. Same time, same place, same drama as always.
Yeah.
And then, come back with some questions. #Collider Empire. We will see you guys.
Can we get a little
next
sing
week.
out? Can we get a little sing out?
We're gonna let's sing it out. A little bit of head it off, Courtney. Come on.
Snitch,
Bitch.
bitch, snitching, bitch,
Snitch, bitch,
snitching ass bitch.
Hey,
Give me a beat.
I'm gonna stick to hosting.
Girl, you got this.
That was awesome. Good effort. I like that. That was good.